Call the meeting to order. First, here's the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item will be approval of the February 2nd minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
No, second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? Okay, being none, all in favor? Okay, passes unanimous. Okay. All right, the next order of business will be the approval of the financial report for February.
I'll make a motion we approve it.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the financial report for February. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Okay. Any opposed? Passes. Okay. All right. Real quick, I think, okay. All right. We have Mr. Mar Rogers. I know it's sort of under old business, but since he's traveled from Atlanta up here, he's got a report on the sewage system for the town that we've agreed on, and he's got a report for us, and we're going to go ahead and let him go first, and so he can head back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I'm Lamar Rogers, I've been Tarrant City Engineer. Mr. Banks asked us to come and show you what we could possibly do for the city for a sewage system. I'll hand out these things right here first. Kind of talk about it.
All right.
I have an extra one for this we get started here. Thank you.
And a map too. Basically, when we hadn't surveyed or anything, this is all preliminary. We kind of did it on the quad map based on what we think the city could do. And basically, you see, we have gravity sewer, and it would go down to a treatment facility, which is like a decentralized system, sort of like a souped-up septic tank. And then it would treat and pump up to some land that, from my understanding, the city owns now, and you could use it for a drip field. And then what we counted, there could be more, we counted about 15 services. So our numbers are based on 15 services. And the numbers could be reduced if you had some land closer to the treatment facility. You'd probably need about an acre. But we wouldn't know if the land would work unless we got soils reports and did some tests to make sure. But the piece of paper I give you breaks down the cost. And just to jump to the end, you're looking at about $314 a month per service is what it costs the city. That's just straight, no grants, no help on anything. And then you can knock that down by getting some grants. You got ARC grant, they offer about $300,000. You can get that in the business district. And it requires a 50% match. So the city would pay $300 and the grant would pay $300. And then you got the GFA grant. It's a $500,000 with a $500,000 loan. So you're talking about a total cost of about $1.2 million. And and you could get about 800,000. It'd probably be less than 800,000 because you have to match it, but you get about 600,000 or 700,000 grant, and then match it with about 600,000 or 700,000. And those grants could knock it down about halfway to about 150. That'd be 150 per service per house. And then you're looking at charging the houses or the businesses $40, $50 a month. Come off of that. And, you know, and then, of course, we do work for Jasper, City of Jasper, Pickens County, LJ Gilmore Water and Sewer Authority. We feel like in 15, 20 years, Jasper's going to be coming this way with their sewer. So then it could be cheaper in that time frame. You can come to the Jasper system and pay their rates. But you still have to keep up with the centralized treatment system.
My question is, what would it cost to maintain this system?
What we figured in is the depth for the whole, if you did the whole system, like we drew it, you're looking at $288.94 right there, or 88 cents, and then you got $25 per person per month maintenance.
Yeah, and the copy you give them.
But now you're saying if everybody got on the system, it would be, if you got the grant and everything and got the cost down, that would be about $50 a month per household.
That would be up to the city, but the city would be paying $150 a month per house. And then whatever you charge the house, if you charge them 50, then the city would still be paying 100.
So it's gonna cost us $150 per house.
Correct, per month,
For how long?
for 20 years, if that's how long the loan goes. With low interest. Sewer's expensive. And most say it doesn't pay for itself. But it helps the business owners and grow, it can make the city grow a little bit, get some restaurants, things like that.
Well, what will it take to maintain the plant itself?
It's sort of like a souped up septic tank.
Yeah.
We figure it costs about $25 per person per month.
Are you gonna take like a spray and spray the field with?
It'd be like a drip system. The spraying is an option, but we figured in a drip system where you wouldn't see it. So it'd be sort of like a big septic tank. You know, if you got some land closer to the system, we got the system located downhill right here. If you had some land over in here, see right now we got it pumping all the way up to here. If you had some land down in here, you might use that would cut some costs.
But that land down in there is a flood zone.
You wouldn't be able to use that then. It'd have to percolate.
No.
Yeah. This right in here?
On the
He
south
said if
side?
we had some,
No,
Maybe if you get up here a little bit.
Between the tracks and the railroad tracks and the creek?
yeah, that's floodplain.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get that close to the creek. Not with the drip system, it's got a drip.
You gotta go 100 feet, don't you?
It may be further than that for that creek there.
Art, you said there was about 15 homes, is that right? Is what you?
That's what we counted. We didn't come out here
Okay,
and walk it and count it. We kind of did something preliminary, just to give you an idea.
okay, now, has this system has opportunity to grow, I mean, as far as, handle more than what you estimated currently?
It does, but we'd have to look more at the topo and where you want to grow.
Well, no, I'm just talking about in here. I mean, you said 15, I can't remember, is it 15 houses this here, is that what it is?
That's what we counted on.
Oh, okay.
Just from looking at maps. Now you can also shorten this. You can just put in this right here. Just this business district. Cut out all the extra gravity.
Well, now,
That would cut some
Yeah,
costs.
but the businesses, then that just means that's more that the businesses are gonna have to pay every month.
Mhm.
And, I mean, 150 is above what they can afford to pay now. Let alone if you take and double it or triple it.
now what would be the savings? I mean, just estimated, what would be the savings if you had land somewhere in this corner?
The force main is probably about $50 a foot. So you're talking about, $25,000, $30,000.
Okay, so that, I mean, really, it's,
And then your gravity's about $80 a foot. We could look at it and see if you got the $300,000 ARC grant just for the businesses. And put 300 with it, that's what's required. We could see how far that would go.
What's it gonna cost to tie into the sewer line for each individual house?
That would be up to the city. A lot of jobs we do, we would put a clean out at the right of way, and then each homeowner would pay for this, from their house to the cleanup.
Be kind of like it is with the water. They'll put it's gonna be there for you to hook into, but then you're gonna have to pay from the hook in to your house.
Yeah, you can't build it and have all the services pay for itself. It's more of an investment on top of it. This is an investment for the city to get started.
Would there be a mandatory attachment thing? Would every resident in the community have to tie into it?
I don't think you could do a mandate.
Okay.
Some
It would-
cities have that. They make it mandatory. If it's available, you gotta tie into it.
Yeah, but we've got residents that couldn't afford it. I mean, I just,
Right.
I just, in good conscience, couldn't ask my neighbors to do that. I mean,
Right.
I'm one myself, but there's no way I could afford $150 a month. I just couldn't.
Well, usually if a new house comes in, it's mandatory to tie into the sewer line without putting a septic tank in.
Well, now I could see a new house, because then you could, you know, I could kind of see a new house because you could tie it into the building permit, but, well, just like your place, I wouldn't want to make Connie and them pay that fee to tie into it, you know, I just, in good conscience, or there's SB, you know. There's too many people here that are on a very limited fixed income. I mean, you know, bare minimum, and I in good conscience, I couldn't ask them to do that, to make it mandatory. I just know they
Y'all
can't
have people
afford it.
having septic tank problems?
Hmm?
Is anyone having septic tank problems?
Not really,
Not now.
yeah, and the only thing that what we're looking for is these businesses down here, because they're on such small lots, that there's not enough room on their lot for them to have their own septic system. And I know like right now, the community building and two others are on one septic tank. Which is fine, because there's not a home, you know, so there's not some, you know, it's not a continuous use. But that's what we're worried about, is these businesses, the state gets so restrictive on being able to replace these systems on a small lot, that if these septic tanks go out, what are they gonna do?
Right.
I think most of the homes in the area, you know, all of them, of course, are on a septic tank, but that's pretty much the homeowner's responsibility. But these businesses down here, I mean, in order for the town to stay viable, we've got to find a way for them to be able to keep a sewer system, you know.
Yeah, we just did one sewer system where it was a shopping center and they had 2 restaurants, like 2 or 3. And they were gonna start getting fined, but they didn't get sued. Because the septic tank couldn't hold what they were doing.
Well, we've got somebody who wants to invest in a restaurant in town, but can't do it because of the sewer
Yeah.
situation.
Well, that's always what's held us back, you know, from being able to have a restaurant. Which that was one reason why we put the one in that we did there behind McGee's place, was because at one time there was a small restaurant there. But it was more like a little sandwich shop. It wasn't something where there was a lot of people coming in and eating. Most people came in, bought a box lunch and took it out to the picnic area.
Right.
Is there any other option for the, I guess what I'm trying to ask, since we own this corner lot here where the old schoolhouse is there any way to do a system for the businesses and use this as a dump tank? Even if we just have to, you know, we may not have a drip system, but could we put something there and tie it into where we had it pumped out every so often?
The health department will
They
let you
can
do
do
that.
that, and it's not a big enough lot to put fill line on, so you don't have any option down here other than a sewer system. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Now, is this on the grants available that you
Right now,
know?
that's what's available, we got this today.
Alright,
And both of
And
these are matching grants.
Correct. And they, when you're talking, it's gonna take about 5 years to get everything done. It takes a while to get the grant. And once you get the grant, you gotta start.
Yeah, I know when we had some people that had this grandiose plan to build a shopping center across 515. And they wanted the city to be responsible for the sewer system. And they were gonna, of course, the developers at that time were gonna pay any out-of-pocket costs for the town. But, I mean, this is right along the cost of that, and it was just above what we could do.
Right.
We're a small town and we have a $60,000 a year budget. So when you're looking at over $1 million, it kind of makes us all sink because, you know, we're
Right.
trying to figure out how can we do this?
Right.
Because we know that the businesses, you know, they struggle on a daily basis, so it's not something that I feel like that they're gonna be able to contribute a huge amount to get the system in.
Right.
But then again, you look and say, okay, what option do we have? You know, because, so we're kind of stuck. Because if their systems go down, then we're in trouble.
Right. Well, we've got you something you can look at, and you got the numbers.
Right.
It kind of gives you a big idea of what your options are.
so we would need to charge 150 and then 50 on top of that too, for the service, so it'd be 200.
No, that's based on what the city would owe. So whatever you charge comes off that 150. So if you charge 40, then the city would pay 110. That's per
house
service.
is 150, so whatever you
And
charge,
that's per house.
that's per house.
Per house per month.
So whatever you charge would come off of that.
And we keep up with all the grants and everything, and of course, if anything was to change, we'll let y'all know. But they got some pretty good programs going on right now.
But it would pay for it.
Okay. Well, we'll study on this and everything, but, now, what do we owe y'all for the work being done now?
I don't think you owe us nothing.
Okay, all right, well,
for doing it just to help y'all out. And if,
Well, we certainly
y'all
appreciate
decide to do
that.
something, we'd like to do the work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, we believe in, you know, the people who are willing to help us, we're willing to help them, so.
And if you got any, you need to check on us, check with Pickens and Jackson.
Oh, no, I don't have to.
For all of them.
No, I've heard your name enough that I know you're a very reputable company, so.
Yeah,
Some big numbers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
yeah,
big.
it is.
Yeah, I guess we're all sitting here
Sorry.
we're all sitting here going, whoa.
When he said 300,000, I thought he meant 300,000 for the whole project. I didn't know it's $300,000 for our part, you know, and then the, you know, extra 300 for.
Well, actually, it would be more than that. It would be, our part would be 800,000. Because each one of these grants is a matching grant.
Right, so if you got the 300 and the 500, you're talking 800,000.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're talking about getting, okay, so you're talking about getting both grants to help with the project.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you'd be paying the 300, the 313 if you had nothing, if you just did it
Okay.
right now with no grants.
So you're
So
really
you
talking
need
about
those grants to knock it down in half.
Okay.
And, I mean, the ideal situation is to have a concentrated area, which y'all don't have.
right.
And if you had 100 homes, that would be ideal.
The only thing we have concentrated right now is our business district. They're the ones that need it the most.
We don't want 100 homes. I like Uncle Ron.
Yeah, see, we're kind of different than other places, is that we don't want those 100 homes, you know, because we like our quiet lifestyle. Now, you can come visit all you want to, but we want you to go home when it gets dark.
To go back to where you come
Yeah.
from. Leave us alone.
Yeah, Randy can leave his garage open in case somebody needs a tool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
And how many businesses do you have?
3 downtown right now.
Yeah.
Yes, so see, I mean, if you brought the work down just to the business area, you're not gonna knock as much money off compared, I mean, you need 15 services to help.
Right.
Right.
But I know most of the people who live in this community, and I know without even having to go ask them, there's no way they could afford another $150 a month. They just couldn't.
An ideal sewage bill is probably 40, 50.
Right,
Yeah, no, 150.
exactly.
I usually pay about 40, 50.
Gotcha.
How much, take the gravity collection and the force main out of just the treatment itself, how much is that component of it?
I don't know exactly what that component is. Chris Pojay may know, he worked on the assessment. I don't know exactly what that is.
Because I mean, if
We don't
if
do
you're
it.
looking at just the businesses, you know, you've got to, and, I mean, you could come up with a piece of land in that area. You're looking at a small amount of gravity, the treatment. It just seems like that number would come down a good, I mean, it may still be cost prohibitive, but it seems like it'd
It would
be.
come down a whole lot.
It will come down, but it won't come down a whole lot. I mean, you might do it for the 600, you could do it for the 600,000, 300,000 grant, and put in 300. I feel like you could do that if you got a closer piece of land and got everything just right there.
But you're still talking about us coming up with $300,000.
Right. I mean, they're gonna make you use your 300,000 first.
Right.
So you can't get the $300,000 grant and say that it comes out at 450. Or you're gonna have to use your 300 before you use it, and you'd only get 150.
In order to get to 300, the thing's got to cost 600.
Correct.
What you're saying.
Now, looking online, I mean, you know, you get some of the, you know, when Mark Grizzle first come up with this, and I started researching, and there's Clean Water Acts and, stuff, you know, through the, different agencies. And some of those was, you know, they got grants for like mobile home parks and places that was, you know, well populated. And they was talking about grants and stuff. How would that work? I mean, is that a different?
You're probably talking about a CDBG grant, Community Development Block Grant. It's 500,000 and you put in 10,000. But you gotta compete with all the other cities that are putting in the grants. You gotta have low to moderate income.
Well, we got that.
It's gotta be a high percentage.
I mean,
I
that's
think
one
that-
criteria we would definitely meet.
The income is probably less than 17,000 or something
Well, I mean,
per house.
Most of our residents said it would be below that. That's why I'm saying that they, you know, asking them to chip in more than $40, $50 a month is just out of the question.
And we can check on that. Now, what that would entail, you still have to do the 300 for the low down here. And then that would go up here. You wouldn't be able to set that up for the businesses with that grant.
But we do have residents down there.
right, but you still can't hook it up to a business without the cost, is that right?
Well, they're not gonna let you use that they're not gonna include that area in your what they call a target area. They'll define the target area and they'll exclude those businesses. So you wouldn't be able to put the gravity sewer down there for those businesses with that grant.
Even if
It's to help
it's a
individual
resident
people.
and a business, or we got a business in our residence, because we live there.
See, they live upstairs and their business is downstairs.
So we don't fall into either one of the categories.
I'm not sure if it, I've never been asked that one, huh? I don't think that would work.
And we have and the other two businesses, actually, they live in their business on the weekends. Well, 4 days a week.
Well, I can tell you how you win. You gotta have sewage on the ground. Everybody's gotta be in dire need. I just don't give them much, you gotta compete. So what you're competing with, like, what I tell cities as they're having problems, take pictures, note it. And most of our grants, there's sewage on the ground, there's people taking their cleanouts and letting it overflow. And it's welfare is what it is. I mean, they're in bad need. So if you can't go out and produce that kind of information, you won't win. It's hard to get it for water lines. Fire protection, sometimes you can get it for that. But water's hard.
Water line's not a problem.
We've got a couple of them in LJ and those areas over there. But you don't have that many residents, that's the problem. You see, what they're gonna do is they're gonna take that $500,000 and divide it by how many people they're helping. It's gonna be hard to compete with that. We do them all the time. We do 5 or 6 a year at least, just out of our office. And we win most of them. But I know what it takes to win on it.
So we're too
If you had
poor for
10
the big system, and we're not poor enough or in bad enough shape for the other option.
Catch 22 all over
Yeah.
again.
What, how many gallons a day can this thing?
We're just preliminary. We haven't sized it.
Oh, okay.
It's all preliminary. We'd have to look at what your business is, what their flow is. And then it's about 300 to 400 gallons per day per house. So we haven't particularly sized that, and we hadn't
I
done all
thought that
that.
base is on 500 gallons per house.
It's 3 to 4, depending. If it's a lot of houses, it'd be 300. For here, it'd probably be 4. It's 100 gallons per day per person. And you average 3 to 4 people per house, is how you estimate that.
There again, we don't meet up to that. Most of ours are single people.
Well, the only reason I was asking, was, you know, there's property around us, and it's outside the city limits, but, you know, if they was to develop that and we had a sewer system where they could, you know, have houses on a smaller lot, you know, that's something that would help pay for,
That would help. The more
You know.
people you can get hooked on, the cheaper
Right.
it gets.
so,
That's your
Right.
problem, is you only got 15 residents and it kind of
uh,
bumps the number up.
but I mean, there's large amounts of land around, outside the city limits that,
There's some right across the street from Joey.
so,
Yeah, but times have changed, I mean, nobody's developing now.
No, they're not, so,
It's starting to come back around, but probably
Not
not
big
up
as
here
good.
yet. But,
now,
yeah.
some other cities, I've done 5 plan reviews in 2 months, just for one city.
I guess we'll just have to digest this and figure out something, hopefully, maybe, somebody will, show interest in developing some land or something close by that we can.
It takes a lot of fundraisers to come up with that $300,000.
Yeah.
A lot of candy bars.
I was thinking a lot of spaghetti dinners, which I've done before.
Well, you got something and you put your file, just, now you know what it's gonna, what.
Well, we have something when somebody comes up and says, well, why can't you do this? And we can pull out this piece of paper and we'll say, well, how much of this number would you like to pay?
Yeah.
Basically, is what we're saying. We've made an effort to check into it and see what our options were, and we have numbers now that we can show. So,
And, construction's high right now,
Oh, yeah.
real high. If it-
and
A few years it might go down, you might want to if you decide not to do it, you want to check with us later and see if anything's changed.
Well, and you keep us in mind, if another grant comes up that's less money or
Yeah.
something, and like I said, we'll keep looking and see.
because we don't want it to be a dead issue. We would like to find a way to do this,
Right.
if we can make it cost effective for our little town.
And if you have a developer come in, call us, get us involved, we do that all the time.
Well,
That we can kind of figure a way to get more money out of them, to help the city do something. And like we noted at the bottom, that Jasper's looking at extending toward this way. If you got a developer come in, you might could put a pumping station and collect all that area plus their area and pump it to Jasper's system. That's a future option.
Well, yeah, and it is. Like I say, we all know that the water part is sort of fizzled out. I knew that would be a great thing for north, this area here, but it hasn't developed yet, so.
And Pickens, they're about to build their first pump station. They got an ARC grant, and they're building a pump station over next to the airport. We should be hopefully bidding that next month or so. So they're getting their first sewer.
Well, like I say, we sure appreciate your
Yeah.
time, and, Mr. Turnipseed, that we appreciate it. And like I say, if we can ever come up with something, or y'all come up with something, we'll definitely use y'all, but unfortunately, right now, it's,
Right.
it's, unless somebody wins the lottery or something, we're not gonna be able to.
Somebody wins the lottery and wants to donate to the
Yeah.
town.
We'll always keep you on mind.
Okay.
And
Please
let
do,
you know.
Okay.
please do.
Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you, sir.
And thanks for letting us know what our options are.
Okay.
Now we know.
Y'all have a good night.
You
Be
too.
careful going back.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so there's, I do have new business.
Okay.
This came in the mail yesterday. It's time to do your audit. Do we want Grant and Hatcher CPA to do it? They've done it the past several years. The cost this year is $1,200. And so I need to get started on it. 'Cause
I make the motion to let them do it because they're familiar with our procedures, they're familiar with our numbers, and it'd be a lot easier than starting out with somebody new. And they do a good job, and that's a very reasonable price.
I mean, their communication is not the best, but, they always do it quickly when I get them, when I know what's in them, when they tell me. But, they've done it for several years.
Okay, so, did you make a motion?
I made the motion.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll see.
All right, we have a motion and a second to, accept, letting Grant Hatcher do our, audit for the city. Any discussion? No? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that's passed. Anything else you need to do?
Do you have any business you have?
Do you want me to do that?
We was contacted through, FEMA, I believe it was. I think there's gonna be some monies, available for, reimbursement, to the town for some of the flood costs. So the other day, had the first meeting, and, Cheryl went up there and attended the meeting, so she's gonna give a report on that.
What was supposed to be a short meeting turned out to be a 4-hour meeting, but that's usual for them. But, Gina was actually hosting the meeting and they were going over the criteria. And the gentleman that was doing the presentation had actually been here to Talking Rock. He met with Joey, right after the flood. So he used our park as some examples of what stuff that would work and wouldn't work. So most of our repairs will be able to put on this, the reimbursement list. So, they had told us that, we had to have the paperwork back in by yesterday, the preliminary, thing. That was done. They were supposed to have a meeting the end of the week. Now they've called and said they're doing it tomorrow. So tonight I'm going home and type up a narrative and all of our cost estimates on the repairs for the park, and then Joey will meet with them tomorrow at 1:30.
It's actually been moved to Friday now. They keep looking at it.
Okay, first it was Thursday, then they called Joey this morning and said 1:30 tomorrow, so it's actually Friday.
That's, if it doesn't change between
You
now
can
and
actually
then.
see.
I can actually sleep tonight then. But anyway, it looks very promising that we will get most of our, they have a schedule, and it depends on the time frame that the repairs were done. There's a certain date that they start at, and then there's a certain number of days. The work that we've already done falls under the 30-day to get 85% from FEMA, and then the other 15% will be divided up between the city and the state. Now, we don't know what the state portion is going to be. They could come back and say, we're going to pay 1%. But still, even if we have to pay the full 15%, that's a lot better than paying 100%. So again, Joey and I have been working to pull this presentation together, and he's going to present it to him, and if it's Friday, he and I both can go, and we'll proceed from there.
That's some good news. All right, so any,
Any other new business since I printed this last week?
I don't have any, Terry, you have any?
So let's move on to old business.
Okay.
Credit cards and debit cards. Well, since I finally got a credit card, I don't think we need to discuss that option of the
No,
debit card.
No, I don't think so.
So you did get the credit card?
Yeah, that exits me today.
All right. So the second item on the old business is the charter.
And that is still in progress. Our attorney and the attorney at the state are going back and forth. And from what I understand, they told me that last Monday was the crossover day, is what they call it. But they said local changes did not necessarily apply to crossover day, is what Rick Jaspers told me. So our attorney, Nancy Maddox, is still working with the, one of the general counsel at the state capitol to see what can still be done.
All right. Council members?
That actually falls under the charter.
I thought it was- Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. How do you work?
Let me word it in motion. I'm gonna make a motion. Most council members and other places and commissioners or commission boards, the people who are elected to attend those normally get some type of reimbursement for attending the meeting. And I am making a motion that we reimburse Terry and Espy $50 a month to include all of our meetings. I mean, sometimes we have to have 2 or 3, and that $50 would include all the meetings that we have in one particular month. So I'm making a motion that we reimburse our council members if they are not fulfilling other duties pertaining to the city government, that they would get $50 a month reimbursement.
Okay. Motion, do I have a second? Yeah, a motion and a second to reimburse council members $50 if they're not on the receiving reimbursements already.
Correct.
Have any discussion? Since there's no any discussion, all in favor? Okay. Motion passes. Okay. The next item is Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Let me do it.
Um,
As y'all know, in previous years, Charlie Oppenhoff, who was a former council member, we were paying him to do the recyclables, the equipment maintenance, and cleaning at the community building. Since we restructured, under our maintenance contract, maintaining the equipment is included in that. So we have changed Charlie's reimbursement, or what he's getting every month, will be $300. It'll be $150 for cleaning the big community building. Even though we're not using it, we're still going to pay him for that, because he does make sure that the bathrooms, in case the fire department needs them, and he also goes down and pumps out the water when it floods. So we're going to continue paying him for the community building, and then the $150 for taking off the recyclables.
Okay, so have a motion to pay Charlie $300 for the community building and recyclables. And a second. And a second. Okay. Have a motion and a second to pay Charlie for the recyclables and the community room. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, passes. All right. Next item is computer.
I'm still researching best options.
Okay. All right. So we'll move that on. Okay, last item is maintenance report. Joey?
We had a community work day at the park this last month. Had a real good turnout on short notice, and I really want to thank everybody that turned out. They worked hard, and we got a lot done in the park. It looks a lot better than it did. Wigington is the remaining work that they've got to do in the park. They're going to probably be in the end of this week. Probably won't finish this week, but should finish the first part of next week. Once that's done, and another good work day, I mean, we'll be really close to being ready to open the park. has anybody got any feelings about when we wanna schedule another work day, or?
Well, the 19th is Easter egg hunt, so if you could do, what's the date?
Today's the 8th.
So if you could do it, let's see. The 12th. No, that's this weekend. And
Well-
then there's the Easter egg hunt.
Well, as far as the Easter egg hunt, we may still have to have it in the field because a lot of the work that they've got to do is going to tear up the middle of the park, and they're going to seed it back, but we're probably going to have to rope off that area for a time even after we get the park open to let the grass grow.
So I say we do a work day on the 26th.
But that's the Saturday before Easter.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So we need to go to April.
April 2nd.
I'd say April the 2nd, weather permitting. Does that sound good?
Oh, the earlier the better. I mean, I'm ready to open the park.
Well, I think a lot of people are, and it's been so pretty, people haven't really cared about it being locked. They're going in anyways and using it.
Well, and that's my thought, there's a few, we don't necessarily have to have everything perfect, but, anything that's a safety issue or is gonna cause a mess, we need to get taken care of before we open it. So, I mean, if we could have a work day and get it squared away enough to open, we can still be working on stuff.
I mean, are there things we can work on before the work day, before Easter,
Sure.
to spruce it up?
You have got a lot of people that we watch park in front of the town hall, walking across the tracks in 136 to go to the park, and some of them come into the store and say, why in blank is the gates closed?
Because there's some safety issues still out there, and we've got to get those taken care of.
So they're not paying any attention to that, they're walking around the
Right.
gates.
Well, there's a reason
Still-
why the gate is closed.
Yeah,
We
but
we can't help somebody that goes around to lock the gate.
Yeah.
well, you haven't faced them angry parents coming into our store.
Tell them to call me.
Thinking that we're the ones that have locked.
No,
the
Have
gates.
you-
they've been calling me.
Just tell them it's because of the flood, and we're still doing repairs.
That's what we say, but
Right.
we still are hearing the noise.
But the thing of it is, if we open, I don't care what we do, Steve, they're still gonna complain, because if we open the gates now and we can't open the bathrooms, they're gonna complain because the bathrooms aren't open. Plain and simple. So that was my thing, was if we could get the bathrooms back open, regardless of the other stuff that's gotta be done, if we could get the bathrooms back open, I don't care to open the gates. But until we get the bathrooms, I think the gates need to remain closed. What do you think?
Well, and we could get the bathrooms pretty quick, with Sammy's coming next week to do the septic system. But I'd like to keep it closed until Chuck gets his work done, because we just have to close it anyway while he was in there. But that's next week too, so I'm
Yeah.
saying, and I'm okay with this Saturday, and I know it's short notice, but I mean, if we could get some people together this Saturday, I don't know what the weather's going to
I
be.
think it's supposed to rain Saturday.
Yeah, I thought
Joey.
was it not?
But it rained last time too, didn't it? No? Okay.
No.
I was thinking-
Well, if not this Saturday, the following Saturday. What I'm saying is, one more good work day, plus Sammy and Chuck getting their work done. And we could open the park, and there's still gonna be some things to finish sprucing up, but.
Well, I think there's enough of us that it being the Saturday before Easter probably wouldn't affect us as far as going down and doing some work.
I thought we discussed that
Ours is
pasture
not.
down there for Easter, to hide the Easter eggs there.
Yeah, we did. We're having that on the 19th.
Yeah, we're having that on the 19th. We're
Are
talking
we-
about this Saturday.
Are we gonna use the old road to go, have them
Yes.
come in?
We're gonna have to do signs and guide them down to the big field.
Can we do it a Sunday work day?
Do what?
A Sunday work day? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how turnout would be on on a Sunday, I mean, Sunday afternoon, I don't know if people,
But I mean, the mulch and stuff, could we go ahead and put the mulch back out? Because that's not gonna affect Chuck and them.
Yeah, and some of them would be.
I mean, like the
well,
playground
the
area.
play area, we could.
Explain to me again what exactly Chuck's doing. I know there's something with a pipe under the playground, right?
There's gonna be a ditch. Well, yeah, because that ditch, that goes under the playground area.
Yeah, they
Well,
kind of took that.
it won't go under the playground area now, it's going to go straight to the
See,
creek.
that ditch goes all the way across the park.
That
From the
plastic
railroad,
pipe?
yeah, from the railroad track all the way up to the creek. So it's gonna tear up the whole thing.
Well, it's actually two pipes, it's gonna be that pipe plus another pipe at that low area that always,
And he's putting in new pipe, right?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. I was so confused about
Okay, is it raining this Saturday?
It's supposed to. They're calling.
40% chance.
Friday.
Do we want to shoot for it in case it doesn't rain?
it. I say go for it.
That doesn't matter to me.
I mean, we can get it posted on,
I say go for it. I mean, I.
when that says 50% chance of rain.
It's 50% chance of no.
That's right.
So when we send that in.
But there's some stuff that we could do even if it does rain, right? Is there anything?
We can take down those Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That's out in the rain too, but yeah, we could do that.
Okay, so you wanna meet at 8 o'clock Saturday?
Yeah.
Or at least have a day or two it rains, or we can do that. Alright. So work day this Saturday, 8 o'clock. Anybody can help? I'm gonna,
I'll
Okay.
email Mary and see if she can do it.
Yeah. And could you have it put on the Progress website? I know it can't be in the paper, but, because a lot of people saw it on the website last time.
Or even do a Facebook post for the progress too.
Yeah.
okay, any other on the maintenance report?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Who's
All
doing
right.
traffic?
This Saturday, June.
Alright,
Oh,
okay, if no other business or anything, I say we adjourn.
But we're gonna get it.
Second?
I'll
Okay.
send it.